Hello, everybody. BuddyWebb, Midland, Texas. I got a real interesting video this time. I'm trying to keep it relatively short, and it started with a comment from a person on YouTube. Slapped that puck, and he had been trying to contact me, and finally got through, and this is a real short read, as you said, as you can see, and so I'm just going to read it, and you'll understand, where it's coming from. It's Buddy, you've got to check out the wooden utility box on the vacant lot next to the house at Whittlewell and Westmont. You surely drive by this every day. I've never seen this type of wooden utility box. Do not know if these may be common in Texas. I've tried commenting before, but I've got no response, possibly due to YouTube's censorship. And I write, that is a water well, and maybe it does have something to do with underground facilities, because that home at 3900 Westmont Court had the same mortar problem that my home had. A contractor told me this was caused from a foundation problem, which means that somebody dug under it. You can't see the mortar problem now because it was covered up with whitewash. That large lot there also seems like a good location for one of the other 3-bedroom $1 million underground homes that I was told about. The woman on the phone said there is 4 of them, and obviously one is in my backyard. Interestingly, my next door neighbor at 3800 Fair Circle has a water well next to his shed. This well is only a few feet from where it's believed the underground home is in my backyard. This has made me wonder if water wells were also drilled at the other underground homes. I believe there's another water well at 3800 Fairgreen Court, which is a home next to the Fairmont Park Church of Christ, which is straight down the alley. That would still leave one more somewhere. Thanks for the comments and good observation. So I'm going to show you some pictures of what he's talking about here. And I took screenshots just from Google Maps, and that's what this is right here. And basically, out of my cul-de-sac is Whittleway. You can see Whittleway right there. So you turn the corner, there's this large lot right there. You can see the wall. That's the wall separates, Home Depot and from in the alley in my home and all that. But anyway, he's talking about this box right here. He didn't know what it was, wooden utility box, and it's a water well, and there's a big lot. And I'm going, yeah, I've seen that before, because it's believed one of the underground homes is in my backyard. That looks like a good place, And then I was talking about this home right here at 3900 Westmont Court, and it's whitewashed. It had a severe mortar problem. The mortar between the bricks on the outside was coming off, and I had a contract. My home had the same problem, and I had mine fixed with brick tipping, and they whitewashed theirs. But I was told it come from a foundation problem, and I took that to mean somebody dug under the home, and of course the home fell, and when it did, that's what broke the mortar between the bricks. And so that's why I wondered if this house, maybe had one of the underground homes by it, near it, whatever, it had underground access. And they don't even mean it could happen, and these homeowners don't even know it. It's possible. But anyway, that's what he said. And so, and then the next picture here, this is my home right here on this side, okay? And I was shot on the other side of my home here. This is my backyard, and that's where it looks like the underground facility, is right here in this backyard. And then if you look, there's a water well right there, okay? And that's what I was telling him, that there's a water well. And actually, another was a suspected tunnel entrance back there. There was a suspected tunnel entrance over there on the other side of the wall, where the 2 side-by-side manholes are, and all that. But mainly, for this conversation, there's a water well right there, and suspected the underground home, 3-bedroom underground homes here. And you remember I was told that there was 4 of them. And then this is the other one on Fairgreen Court, and I believe this is a water well here too. And this is Fairbanks right here. The church is coming back this way. On the other, behind this house right here is Fairmont Park Church of Christ. This is a cul-de-sac, and the alley's on the other side, and I'm on down. I'm on down back there. But basically, I can follow the alley to the back of this house right here. So that was 3 water wells, and then I also did an overview map here from the block map from Google Maps. It's Home Depot at the top. There's the alley. Here's the suspected underground home. I've got an arrow pointing to it. Here's my home where I was ambushed and shot, 2 weeks after reporting a suspected tunnel, the DA. The water wells at 3800 Fair Circle here. there's a water well in that lot. We looked at that a minute ago. This is a home with the whitewash on it. Big empty lot right here. And remember, Rhonda Denman Rogers says that the underground facility is a half block away. Well, that's a half block away. You know, in my backyard's not a half block away, but Rhonda Denman Rogers said the underground facility is a half block away, and that is half block away. But also over here, there's another water well over here at this one on 3800 Fairgreen Court, and you can see where I was talking about now. The church is back over here on this side up here. But so there's 3 water wells, and that's still, and I've got it at the bottom. Woman was recorded saying there were 4 3-bedroom underground homes, 25 foot deep, each costing $1 million. It's believed that one of these homes is in my backyard, which has a water well near it. Does that mean the other underground homes also have water wells? Okay, and so that, you know, that was just thrown out there for conversation here. I'm going to show you here. This is just a short clip of a secretly recorded phone call.
How the buildings underground that he was talking about, it was not 1 million, it was actually 4, and they're actually homes.
That are underground?
Yes, they're 3 bedrooms full. I asked him about the pizza parties. They said they're not called pizza parties, but I know what you're talking about.
Right, the pedophile parties. Okay, and so that was just a clip of that phone call. This is a screenshot of the conversation with Rhonda Denman Rogers, okay? And I said, my home is sitting on top of some underground facility, which is very important. And she says, yes, I know, a half block away, you know? And I made a point that she didn't say it's 2 blocks away, it's 2.5 blocks away, it's 4 blocks away. She said it was a half a block away. She knew exactly where it was at, you know? And you know, and so that was the point that I made on there. And then I have Google Earth here, and you free download. And this is the overview picture. And this big building here is Home Depot. Here's my home here, okay? And I'm gonna zoom in there. I shot on this side of my home in the backyard right here. It's where it looks like there's that underground facility. That water well is right there. We'll zoom in a minute on that. Then around the corner, okay, because I'm over here, round the corner over here is that other water well, okay, about a half block away. It's right there. That's where we looked at that picture a minute ago. This is the home that's whitewashed at 3900 Westmont Court. And then we can come over here, and that's the other home over here on Fairgreen Court. It looks like I believe it has a water well right here too. And there's the church over there on that side. So we'll do some zooming on here so we can look at this. And you know, and the other things, investigator could find out when they were put in. If there is water wells connected to each of the 4 $1 million underground homes, then, you know, there's records on where the water wells are at, you know. And so that could be some clues. And then we could go look and see if the homeowner's been dying, if secret police have been, you know, caught on camera there, you know, or anything like that, you know, like's going on here, if they're like where they're killing one homeowner after another, you know. And having oil show parties there, okay? So there's the utility here. And I think I have one more picture I want to show you. This one is the overview, another one I created. And so it's believed that the underground facilities, more than one, 4 of them, was hosting the oil show parties. They're real famous parties. Anybody from this area has heard of them. They're put on by these wealthy oil field people, you know, lots of prostitution and drugs and drinking and all that, and tough, roughnecks and all that. But nobody knows where they're at, you know. Well, you know, remember my friend at work, she was ordered to work at one of them parties, and she's leaving my house, and she was at that party in 5 minutes. And what I really believe she's doing, she's leaving here, she's driving around, and she's parking in the Home Depot parking lot. That was my guess. Going underground here, and then coming back over via a tunnel. It looks like a tunnel was cut right there. Can you see where it looks like a ditch was cut right there? And remember, that's where I showed Homeland last summer, and 2 weeks later they dug all that up and poured concrete, you know. And so that's what I'm thinking they come over here. And then the underground facility here, and even I wonder if there's another one in this lot here. I don't know that, but you know, that's just something to that, that we can research, because she said that a young girl was murdered at that also party because she refused to prostitute, tried to get her reported, and she was afraid and told me high-level police were there at the party, and then I had a police officer call and threaten me, trying to stop me from talking to her, which I did. And then in 2013, the remains of a 14 to 21-year-old girl was found outside of Midland. I think it's a girl that was murdered at this party. It might have happened in the underground facility in my backyard. The other thing is, the question's been asked if Haley's mom, Billy Dunn, who was a stripper in the area at the time, was also ordered to work at the same parties, and or she was taking Haley Dunn with her. So maybe Haley and Billy were in the underground facilities at the 2010 also party 2 months before Haley Dunn went missing. And maybe that's why they haven't arrested anybody, because there's an absurd amount of evidence saying, more than a dozen people saying Haley was killed over in Odessa, of who, when, where, how, what, and everything else, half a dozen witnesses and no arrests made. So it's real possible and suspected that somehow Haley Dunn's connected to the underground facilities. And so I want to show you that. Okay, so we're back to the Google Earth. Remember, this is my home right here. This is the crime scene. The last homeowner died there. I moved in 2 years later. I report crime. They try to kill me. And here's the home on Westmont Court. This is a little small cul-de-sac. One thing I always watch is right here, these trucks right here. I notice sometimes, I've always wondered if the vehicles that parked right here are connected with the people breaking into my house. And I've even logged when they were there, and because when I drive by here, I can see them down there, and sometimes I drive by, there ain't no cars there, and I won't hear anybody in my house, and I'm thinking, I wonder if these trucks, it's like there's always somebody parked here too. And I've told law enforcement that, but I mean, it looks like we have a corruption problem, right? I mean, obviously, right? And or this has been busted a long time ago, and so. And I can zoom in, it even looks like a little trail. So I wonder if this house over on Westmont Court might be connected. But I don't know that. I mean, we're just trying to solve crimes and solve murders, right? And here's a historical maps. And we're on 2018 is when that one was taken. And then I can flip it to 2017. That's another 2017. Another 2017. Okay, this is 2016, 2014, 2013, 2011, 29. I moved here in 2008 and November 2008, and that's when Michael Lawhon died. And then all of a sudden, we don't see no cars there no more. So it's almost like 24/7 they were there after that 2008. BuddyWebb, Midland, Texas.